Diddy's empire is cracking and Meek Mill is buckling under the heat, revealing secrets they once fought to bear. The air is thick with tension. Every new revelation raises the stakes. Chaos is knocking. But in the eye of the storm, something unexpected stirs. As tempers flare and the drama escalates, Diddy edges toward a bold shift. What looked like a full-blown collapse might just be the fire he needed to flip the script and take back control.
Coming out of this week was a producer that worked with Diddy named Little Rod, did a lawsuit. And in that lawsuit, he alleged a lot of things, one of which is that he was slipped one of the famous drinks that Diddy does, and then he woke up feeling like something had happened to him during the night. I can't say the word on YouTube, but people know what I'm talking about. And he also alleged that Meek Mill and Diddy had a relationship, a sexual relationship. I wanted to see if you had read any of this, or if you had any reaction to people actually coming out now and saying that Diddy does stuff with men that's not just the Cassies and the escorts and whatnot.
Well, yeah. You know, I love y'all when y'all act like this on YouTube, like y'all haven't been hearing Reggie Wright speak on this stuff. I told y'all, I said, real soon, it's going to start coming out about men, because Puffy is not paying for male escorts, ordering up male escorts if he's not doing it for his enjoyment. You only order up female escorts and other females if you get down like that. You don't be ordering up no male unless you want that male with you. So for all the others acting shocked and surprised, I said somebody's going to come out and expose him real soon. And of course, that's what's happening. It's unfortunate that stuff like that happened to people. I know y'all believe in that Illuminati stuff. I don't believe in Illuminati. I'm going to tell y'all up front. And y'all say now because the powers in the be is not protecting Puffy is the reason that these people are coming out and suing them. No, that ain't why. Because now once you pay out people, and that's why when he paid out that judgment, and the next day I told him that was bad. Because when attorneys will take on cases and say, hey, this dude paying out this quick, he'll pay us $1 million right quick, or $300,000, whatever, if he wants stuff to go away. And, you know, I'm sure those insurance companies that he has that mainly y'all don't know is the one that be paying those things out. I try to educate y'all on is usually your company insurance companies that pay them out and make the decisions when you have the business insurance or the businesses, you have the different type of insurance that make you pay out the things. Because by the time you have all of the different lawyers and stuff involved, it's just as quick to settle a case. So that's unfortunately is what's happening to Puffy. Everybody's going to come out of the woodworks. So I'm not trying to say that he don't deserve any of these lawsuits. I don't believe about Meek Mills. I'm a Meek Mill fan. I don't know what happened. I noticed when he talked about it though, Meek Mills didn't deny it. Like I said, I don't want to believe that that is true, but I am one of those like y'all. When people don't say you motherfucking crazy, I ain't never did no like that. Then there's usually some smoke with that fire, and so I'm not up here saying Meek Mills was involved in that thing. I'm not saying Usher. Yeah, I am. Or Justin Bieber and all of them. Puffy gonna turn out to be our modern day. Oh, y'all about to get mad. He gonna be our modern day Michael Jackson is what Puffy turning out to be, in my opinion. That's my opinion only. I know black folks get mad when we say Michael was doing that stuff, but I believe Michael doing things with little boys as well. That was my opinion. Y'all ask me how I know. I know a alleged victim that was around us. He's a very, very good friend with Ray J today. But anyway, oh man, it's hard for me to say whether this stuff is true or not. I'm not going to get up there and start debating it.
But it's clear now Diddy's caught up in something much bigger. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And this situation is becoming harder. To ignore the signs are loud, and the truth is about to come to light.
Been telling y'all, Puffy been giving y'all all the signs that he's trying to come out of the closet. Hope he just finally just come out of the closet. It's obvious in 2024, we don't care. Society don't care no more. They done TV shows and all of that done brainwashed us to say half of y'all, well, maybe 10% of y'all in the comment section and hey, that's just the era we live in. I have a problem with gay. Y'all say, well, why you care what a man doing and all that? Because that's one of the main reasons that God flooded the world and set the world on fire and did all the stuff that he did because he was mad when he found out that men were down here having sex with animals and having sex with other men and stuff like that. That was the one thing that pissed off God. And read your Bible, y'all learn. I know there's more to it than what I just explained, but that was the gist of what happened. So that's why I have a problem with homosexuality. But I know in 2024, I'm from an old school where in the 80s and the 90s, people that were doing that were hiding it. But and now y'all out with it. So, hey, that's on y'all. But my point to saying that is Puff needed just to come on out with it. Because the lawsuits and stuff is going to keep people going to keep blackmailing him and threatening him, and they're trying to expose him with these things because they think that he's scared of these things coming out. And once you don't give a fuck and tell them, I don't care. Do what y'all got to do. These were adults. These weren't kids. Everybody that did something like that wanted it. It ain't too much that's going to be happening. The next thing that's going to be happening, and after this is now you're going to start seeing some criminal investigations getting opened. And because when you get too much of this smoke, law enforcement generally gets involved. So that'll be the next thing that will be happening to Puffy, unfortunately, for his sake. Y'all know I'm one that believes if you ain't getting psychological help, getting some type of help, and you're a victim, you got to come right away with me and tell it. Then you're a victim to me. But when you're talking about it and you haven't been getting some type of psychological help, then you 10, 15 years later want to come talk about it, y'all better not ever have me on no jury for no like that. Because I'm going to be like, get the fuck out of here. Why didn't you bring it up when you happened? That's what's supposed to happen to victims and victims to me. Because the stuff come out immediately. Not years later. Not when you finally find an attorney to take the case because they find this open season and they seeing that you opening up the checkbook and stuff like that. And so that's what's happening to your boy Puff, P. Diddy, Brother Love, and all of that. But don't act like y'all just starting to hear it. Because I've been telling y'all, the brother is a homosexual. And he's fighting it, trying to hide it. And he needed to just come clean. Yeah. He'll be good. Y'all remember when I told y'all that deal on that last video? All of y'all need to apologize in the comment section too. When I told y'all that his deal wasn't, he still had that deal with Ciroc. And when I talked about it, everybody was like, oh, they already did away with him. And I told y'all, it ain't true. You can't just take stuff from him. Well, then y'all just see the article a couple of months later where they settled with him. And they made a deal with him. I'll be trying to tell y'all stuff, but I love how y'all go listen to other motherfuckers on YouTube and all you YouTube attorneys. But when y'all want to hear stuff, know stuff, get it right, y'all know what to call. Ball first. You get it first. That's why we.
Online chatter won't stop stories about Diddy's personal life continue to surface, each one adding more weight. The steady stream of claims is keeping the spotlight on him, and the noise is only growing louder.
Then a lot of people love my opinion. That's why you bring me on here. And I really appreciate that, brother. I just want to say this before we get started, Art, is that, you know, a lot of people think I came here to bring a black man down. And that's what I hear in the comments a whole lot. But it was nothing like that. You know, a black man didn't cuss a dead man's mother out. A black man didn't set his friends up and put them in a situation where they couldn't come home to their families no more. A black man didn't reach back and help the people that helped them make it up the ladder. It was Puffy. You know what I'm saying? I got tired of Puffy going on different platforms talking about how he loved the people that we was all with, how he loved the people that helped him, when in fact, none of that stuff was true. So my whole thing about it is, man, I appreciate your platform for letting me, you know, voice my opinion. And like I said, opinions like an asshole. Some of these cats out here get paid for their asshole. I get paid to give my opinion.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I mean, yeah, you just on here giving your opinion, man. I mean, you was one of the people that was real close to the situation, so why not?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So with that being said, right, the last interview me and you did was a day after the raid. And when you look at everything now, man, how you feel about everything? It's been like a week, you know, you knowing Diddy, you being around Diddy. Could you ever imagine that his houses would get raided for sex trafficking?
Bruh, you can't imagine no stuff like that. You understand? You can't think that, because back then he wasn't Brother Love. He was Puffy. All the way up until he became Diddy. So his behavior over the years has changed. And the behavior that he shows now, and that he has shown by being Brother Love, I couldn't imagine that the police would be raiding him for sex trafficking. Nah, bruh. I couldn't imagine that. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't him back then. He's a totally different person that he became. If you've seen him on other platforms, you know, inviting men to party with him, inviting men to go shopping with him.
Meek Mill laid surprising statements about the raid, putting Diddy's decisions under scrutiny. He claims Diddy left town, leaving his children behind with strict instructions, allegedly, so they'd experience the situation and become stronger. But critics aren't convinced. Some argue was a strategic move to avoid attention by not traveling with them. These allegations are stacking up, portraying Diddy as someone making bold, even questionable, choices to protect himself.
About how they removed a whole lot of electronics from Diddy house. You heard about that?
Bruh, they rich. They're going to have a lot of electronics. They're going to have a lot of laptops. They're going to have a lot of computer stuff around there. A lot of times, people got to be smart. You cannot hide anything on no laptop. So if they was that dumb to put any videos or anything on any of those type of electronics, you understand, it's going to come to the forefront. Now, what they're looking for, because it was going on the premises of sex trafficking, they're looking for pictures of girls that may appear to be underage in a sexual context, like they in a sexual act. That's what they're looking for. So now they're going to go through all those devices. If somebody got any kind of weird fetishes that they got little kids or little girls or something like that in any kind of pictures or any kind of photos that they took out of there, then unless that individual was in the picture, who do you charge? Because the houses wasn't in his name. They was in companies' names that they could say all people had all kinds of access to them. Unless somebody testify that that's Diddy's room, nobody goes in that room but him. You understand what I'm saying? That's when they get the help to come in, the maid to come in. You understand? Or the people who work there, yo, where's Mr. Combs' room? Oh, that's Mr. Combs' room. You understand what I'm saying? That's Mr. Combs' room. He only want anybody allowed in that room? Yo, not unless Mr. Combs is there. They get those people to testify. But when they got a big ass mansion like that belongs to studios or Bad Boy Films and his daughter and stuff like that, they charge the person who the house is in their name. Would he be the type of person to let his daughters know, take those type of crimes? We'll see.
Yeah, that would be messed up if he let his kids take the charges. But they also reporting that, Homeland Security, when they raided Diddy, they was looking for the footage that Diddy was using to blackmail celebrities. How you feel about that?
Well, you got to look at this. They looking for anything. It's not just Lil Rob lawsuit, the blackmail stuff. Like, they can't do that. They said that it was they went in there on the premises that it was for sex trafficking and underage minors in there. So now, if everything is being taped and he's taping people doing this, and they find it in their house, they got to bring the tapes back to him. They got to make sure that he's the one walking around with the video camera. If he's, you understand what I'm saying? They got to prove that. And then they got to have people to come in and say that he did that. They saw him with the video camera, like Lil Rob said. He used to tape him on the phone and all that stuff like that. Maybe he had burnouts or something like that. We don't know. But when they do that raid, they ain't just looking for pictures. Whatever they find drugs, goes to the DEA case. If they went down in the wine cellar and they found cases of Sirtok with cocaine in it, coca in it, they're going to get that to the DEA. They found a lot of guns and stuff like that. That's ATF. A lot of different agencies can get involved. Just on going on there on the sex trafficking case. It's whatever they find in there, bro. They're not just going to limit themselves to that one thing once they got the search warrant to go in.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. How you feel about the people that feel the type of way that, Diddy, he wasn't there when his kids got arrested? I think 50, he even, made a comment about it saying that, Diddy, he got his kids in a bush now.
I believe he was a coward. There's no way he should have let that happen to his kids. I believe he knew what was going down, and he probably thought they wasn't going to do that to the kid.
One particular moment sparked even more attention. Reports of Diddy Spot entering a hotel room with unusual items have stirred curiosity. This strange twist has left people questioning what's really going on behind the scenes. The spotlight is brighter than ever, and the public's interest shows no signs of fading. Diddy is known for being relentless sharp in business and distant in personal ties. Some praise his focus, while others sense a deeper calculated side. Is it ambition driving him or something more strategic as more eyes turn toward him? The conversation only gets more intense.